Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome to a new tutorial. My name is Ali, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a 3D parallax effect inside CreateStudio Pro. Now, apart from the fun part that was in the beginning of the video, we'll keep that aside for now, and we want to focus on creating a 3D parallax effect inside the software and show you how you can easily do that and, give your scenes a little bit more in-depth feeling so that it looks a lot more interesting and engaging at the same time. Now, make sure you stay until the end of the video because I'm going to show you where I get those type of images and how you can easily work with those images and edit them in order to achieve this 3D parallax effect. Now, let's get started. I'm going to show you what it looks like in slow motion just by moving my playhead slowly right here. And this is the kind of effect that I'm going to show you from scratch. Now, after a few trials, I found out that 3 seconds is the perfect timing to give me this smooth 3D parallax effect. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. So let me go ahead and delete everything and start from scratch and show you how you can easily do that. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and open up my media files, and I've already got everything that I needed for this tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my background. So I'm going to drag it and drop it onto my canvas. And then I'm going to scale it up so that it gives me a full screen. I'm going to add the other objects on top of the background. But here's one thing to keep in mind. Now, in order to achieve this 3D parallax effect, you would need to have your background separated from all other objects on top of the background. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Like if you were to have those all together as a one layer or even in one group, and then you apply custom animation to it, it's not going to look exactly how you've watched it in the beginning of the video. So it's important that if you were to achieve the 3D parallax effect, that you would have to have all your other objects separated from your background. And again, make sure you stick until the end of the video. I'm going to show you where to get those. I'm also going to show you where I get my sound effects. This will be a lot more interesting. It will help you use a lot of those sound effects to make your videos, sound much better. So let's go ahead and start the tutorial. So the first thing I did was I got my background like you see right now, and then I'm going to apply some custom animation to it. So what I'm going to do is I'll click on scale, so the letter S on my keyboard, to apply the scale property, and then I'm going to choose the easing as linear for both in and out. And again, I want to make sure that the timing, would be 3 seconds. So I'm going to move or hold left click on this little icon that represents the keyframe, and then I'm going to move it to 3 seconds. Now, once I do this, I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and then I will need to scale it up so that I can achieve the zoom in effect for my background. So somewhere like this, and then we're going to go ahead and move our playhead backward again to the beginning of the scene. And this time, now I want to zoom in at my canvas like this, and then I'm going to move my playhead 1 frame by clicking on this button right here to move my playhead just 1 frame after the first keyframe that I added for my background. This is very important because I want the animation of the rest of the objects to start 1 frame after this background. So let's go ahead and start bringing some other elements by opening up my media files, and then I'm going to start with the castle. So let's drag and drop this into the canvas, close my media file, and then I want to, position it right here on my background. And then now I'm going to have it start from the beginning, but again, I want to scale this up one frame after the first keyframe of the background. So what I'm going to do is I'll click on the letter S to create a scale animation for me under properties right here. And then I'm going to choose the easing would be linear for both in and out. And you can either do this. This is just a shortcut where you can click on letters to add your custom animation, or you can simply just click on the layer like this, and then you click on the add animation button right here on the timeline to add your keyframes. So now that I've added my first keyframe for the castle, I'm going to click on the second one, and then I want to scale it up. So I'm going to go under settings on the right panel, and I'm going to hover over the percentage sign right there, and then I'm going to hold left click with my mouse and drag to the right side so I can scale it up like this. And then again, I'm going to zoom out of my timeline like this, and I want to move my second keyframe of this one and line it up with the second keyframe of my background. So when I move this backward, you can see that it zooms in. So both backgrounds and the castle are zooming in. The only difference is that the castle starts zooming in one frame after the background, just like you see right now. So let's go ahead and press on the play button. And now you can see that it does exactly what I wanted. Just want to make sure that the easing is linear for both in and out on all our layers. So we'll go back again, and then I want to make sure that my playhead is right at the very beginning of my timeline, and then I'm going to go open up my media files and then start bringing other elements. So let's go ahead and grab another tree. So let's do this one, and I'm going to resize it and position it right there close by the castle like this. Maybe make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to position it in the middle of that, little dark color right there. And I'm also going to grab some grass. So let's just go ahead and grab this one, and I'm going to resize it as well. And I'm also going to position it right on top of the, I'm going to position it right on top of the tree on my canvas like that. Maybe I want to scale it down just a little like this. And then I'm going to close my media file. Now, what I want to do is I want to group those together so I can apply custom animation for both layers at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and select this layer and my tree, and then I'm going to right click on it, group, and then I'm going to again move my playhead one frame to make sure that my keyframes are lined up with the castle and all other objects that I'm going to add for the scene. So I'm going to go ahead and click on scale and position as well. So as you can see in the properties, I chose position and scale. Easing would still be linear for both in and out. And then I'm going to click on the second keyframe, make sure that I move it and line it up with the second keyframe for my castle layer. And then I'm going to click on it so I can scale it up like this. And then I can move it right here. Like that. And let's just play this backward and see what it looks like. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my playhead backward again to the beginning of the timeline. I'm going to go open up my media files, and then I'm going to grab another grass image. And then I'm going to resize this one, and I want to position it on the right side of my canvas. Right there. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and click my media files, and then I'm going to move one frame, and then I'm going to apply scale, animation, and then position as well. Easing is going to be linear for both, in and out. Again, if I go to properties, I can see that I've already chosen position and scale. So again, this is a shortcut. When you click on the letter S and P, this chooses position and scale animation for your layer. So let's go ahead and click on the second keyframe for this one. I'm going to move it and line it up with the second keyframe for the rest of the other layers. And then I'm going to scale it up a little like that. And I'm going to move it and keep it right at the bottom right corner of my canvas, just like this. So let's play this and see how far did we go. Perfect. Now, second thing is we'll go open up our media files one more time. And then this time we're going to go ahead and grab those mountains. So I'm going to grab this one. And then I'm going to position it right here on the right corner of my canvas. I'm going to grab the other mountain image, and I'm going to go ahead and close my media file. And I want to keep this one right here, but I may just want to scale it up a little and then move it right there. Just like that on my canvas. Now, again, I'm going to go ahead and apply some custom animation for this one and the other one. So we'll start with the mountain on the right side. And then again, I'm going to move my playhead one frame, and then I'll click on scale, and then I'm going to do position as well. So as you can see, it marked position and scale. So this tells you that you can use multiple properties, which means that you can apply multiple animations at the same time when you're working with custom animation. So I'm going to go ahead and click on easing so I can choose linear for both in and out. And then I'm going to click on a layer. Now I want to click on a second keyframe and then drag it and make sure it's lined up with the rest of the layers like that. And I'm also going to scale it up. From here under settings, I can just hover over the percentage sign and then hold left click with my mouse and drag to the right side like that, so I can scale it up. And then I'm also going to take it away, of our canvas. So I'm going to move it like that. So when I play this back for you, you'll see what it looks like. So as the playhead moves forward, you can see that it scales up and it also moves outside of the canvas, and it reveals the layer that's underneath it, which is the grass. So finally, we want to apply some custom animation to our last mountain. So we'll do that right now by clicking on the button to move one frame, and then I'm going to add scale and position as well, but make sure that you click on a layer. So S and then P to add my animation, and then I'm going to choose easing would be linear for both in and out. And I'm going to drag my second keyframe, line it up with the rest of the keyframes like this, click on it. And then again, I'm going to go under settings right here, and you can see scale. I can scale this up like that. And I'm also going to position it outside of my canvas like this. So when I go backward and then start playing this for you, now you can see how easy you can achieve 3D parallax effect inside CreateStudio Pro. Now again, this is really attractive and engaging, and it gives your scenes a deeper effect, and it's so much different than the standard and static backgrounds that you already get inside CreateStudio Pro. Now that I've showed you this, I want to go ahead and show you where I get my sound effects. And I'm also going to show you how or where do you get those file types in order to achieve the same effect that I did with you right now. and also going to direct you to a tutorial showing you how to edit those files. So first things first, we'll start with our music or background sound effects, I'm sorry. So the website that I currently use all the time is called Zapsplat. And this website, has a ton of background music, which you can use. So when you search here, when you go to the website, it's zapsplat.com. I just signed up and it only costs, £40 a year, which is not much, pretty good deal. But let's take a look at what this site offers. So this is the home page, and when you open it up, you can see under all categories that you have so many categories that you can choose from. So you've got, animal, explosions, horror, impacts, musical, science fiction, vehicles. You got Bell, fantasy, hospital, industry, nature, sound design, warfare, cartoon, Foley, household, so on and so forth. So many different categories that you can look for. So let's say, for example, I want to look for the, swoosh sound effects. I'm going to click on that and hit search to find the results. And this will load up the results. So you can see that for this specific effect, they have 357 results for the swoosh, which I can go ahead and listen to. So this is what it looks like when you get the results. You can easily just click on the play button just to see how the effect sounds like, and then you can tell the difference between the free ones and the paid version. That the ones that are, if you're a subscriber, if you're going to subscribe, you'll see that the premium ones are colored in gold like this, and you'll see a little star icon underneath it, and it says sound exclusive to gold members. And like I said, I'm a gold member. If you're interested in signing up, I'll leave you a link in the description below, and you can go ahead and do that. So this is what you can do with the tracks. You can download files in different formats like MP3 or WAV, and all other ones in green color, those are the free ones that you can use without having to pay. So you might as well just go ahead and try the free version, and if you like it, you can go ahead and subscribe through the link that I'm going to leave you in the description to support me, and it only costs you £40 a year. Now, the other thing you can do as well is that you can favorite your tracks. So let's say if you like any of those tracks, you can easily just click on the add to list button right here, and then you can create a new list, name it, and then save it. And then, next time when you want to open up your saved tracks, you can simply go onto my list right here in the top right corner of the website. This is where my favorite tracks are there. Once I click there, I can find all those tracks that I saved as my favorite ones. So again, what you can do as well is like when you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see that the page only shows 10 results per page, but you can increase that since the results are 357, and you can get more results per page. So you can just simply click this drop down menu and then choose 100 results per page. And this will change it from 10 to 100 results per page. So you can go ahead and view all of those music tracks and then choose the ones that you like. And it's so easy to download just with one click of a button, either by choosing the MP3 or WAV, depends on what you want. You click on the button and then it will download it directly onto your laptop, PC, or Mac OS. So this is the website that I go to. It's my go-to website right now that I use quite a lot for my videos to add sound effects to bring them to life. Next up is I'm going to take you to where I get those images so I can, get separate layers to work with and achieve the 3D parallax effect inside CreateStudio Pro. So the website is freepik.com. I know a lot of you are familiar with it. So this is what it's called, freepik.com. I'll leave you a link in the description below as well. There's a free version of it and there's a paid version. You don't have to pay to get those images. you can just, use the free version and, get all the illustrations that you want to play with. Now, what's important before you search for the image you're looking for, or let's say after you've made a search for your image. So like I did, I searched for jungle background, and I, under the, on the left panel of the website here, under the categories, I chose vectors. Now, vectors or EPS files are the ones that you are allowed to edit and separate layers in order for you to achieve the 3D effect. The other thing you can do as well is under license right here, you can click on the free icon. This will give you all the free images that you can use without paying for the website. The only thing you may consider, which I see is very important, is that you have to mention that you've got these all images from the website. That's in case you're going to use the free version, but if you're a paid version, you don't have to, mention their name. So again, in my example right here, what I did is I searched for a jungle background, and I'm going to show you one of the examples. So let's say this one. I like this one. I'm going to click on it to view it. And what I can do here again is once I download the image, it'll give me, the file type here. It says EPS, and it will also provide me with a JPG file. So basically I get the source file as well as a JPG file, which is a one layer image, as you can see it right here. Now the EPS file, when you open it up and you edit it, you can, separate elements or objects inside of this background. So you basically can do this, from my experience, what I would do with this image, if I downloaded, I would, separate, this tree, for example, right here, those leaves, and then those leaves right here on the left side. And I'm also going to do or separate the other, leaves that are shaded right there on the top left corner, the ones that are on the bottom left corner and the right corner as well. And then I'm also going to grab this little grass or a tree right there, and I'm going to leave the rest as is. So I'll just leave the background, like the land, and then the rest of the background with those couple trees, and then the other trees that are in the background. And I'll only work with the this tree, this one, and all other shadowed trees right there around the corners of the image, so I can achieve the 3D parallax effect inside of CreateStudio Pro. So the other thing I want to mention in this video is that I'm going to leave a link to a tutorial where you can easily edit EPS files and adjust them just the way you want to. Once you've watched the video, you'll learn so much, and it's so easy to use. It doesn't require any paid application. It's pretty simple as using, PowerPoint, and that's what you'll be using to, convert files and then use them inside PowerPoint to adjust your images and then export them as PNG files with transparent backgrounds, just like I have them right here inside CreateStudio. When I go into my media files, you can see that I've got all the, images for different objects with a transparent background that I was able to use and achieve the 3D parallax effect. So once again, I hope this video is helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.